Hey guys, in this video we're going to be taking a closer look at the Leatherman Heritage Pocket Survival Tool. So for those of you who don't know, the Pocket Survival Tool, or PST, was the first ever Leatherman tool by Tim Leatherman, produced in the Leatherman Company. The purpose of creating this tool was to incorporate a full set of folding pliers that were able to fold into this nice compact design and be pocketable. Today, pliers are the main function and selling point of almost all Leatherman tools, and plenty of other tool and knife companies have made their own versions of foldable pliers, but it all started with this little tool back in 1983. Before we dive deeper into the details of this special edition PST, let's take a look at the box. As you can see, it's pretty different than standard Leatherman toolboxes. Obviously, the front of the box has a picture of the PST itself. You get special branding on the sides and at the top, which I think is pretty cool. And then on the back, you get a picture of Tim Leatherman working in his garage and a description of the Leatherman story. I love the Leatherman story. I definitely recommend you guys looking it up and watching the documentary on it because it's a really great story. The tool also comes with a heritage style sheath. It's made out of real high quality leather, made in the USA. The brass button has a Leatherman spell out on the surrounding. You get the diagonal Leatherman spell out in gold, and then proudly made in the USA stamped on the back. It's a standard leather belt sheath. You can buy heritage versions for modern Leatherman tools nowadays for an additional cost. Obviously, most of the modern Leatherman tools come with the nylon sheaths that are unfortunately made in China, but as you can see, this nice made in USA leather sheath, the PST fits quite nicely in it. This sheath specifically was made for the PST, which is pretty nice. And yeah, here is the tool itself, obviously closed. Let's do a quick size comparison with my other plier-based Leatherman tools. First, we have it against the Free P2, which is my favorite Leatherman tool right now. It's my EDC multi-tool. I almost never leave the home without it. Here it is up against the Leatherman Signal. It's a pretty big tool. It's mostly outdoor and survival-based multi-tool. And here it is up against the Style PS, which is a TSA-friendly Leatherman tool that's very small and can fit on your keychain. As you can see, the PST, when compared to the two modern multi-tools, is relatively small compared to them. Obviously, back in 1983, this was the best you could do, and now in modern day, Leatherman has been able to incorporate all sorts of tools and form factors into their plier-based multi-tools, including one-hand opening, built-in whistles and sharpeners, carabiners, and even making them this small, which I think it's amazing how it all started with this tool. And also, what's also cool is that Leatherman doesn't just make plier-based multi-tools. I also have my Raptor Trauma Shears, which is a folding pair of scissors. It's great for first responders. And then the Leatherman Tread. I could go on about the Leatherman Tread in its own separate video, but I think it's really cool that all of these were made, and it all began with this little tool right here. One last little size comparison up against the ruler. As you can see, it is about 4 inches tall, obviously when folded up, and in terms of width, it is about half an inch thick, barely, almost half an inch thick, almost I guess maybe just a centimeter thick. Yeah, this is a pretty thin multi-tool, especially compared to the modern multi-tools. And here's the Heritage PST opened up compared to the Free P2 also opened up. So the PST has a total of 14 tools built into it, all of which are accessible through the inside. You get the regular and needle nose pliers, you get regular and hard wire cutters, not replaceable, obviously. That is one of the biggest features of the modern Leatherman tools, replaceable hard wire cutters, but the PST has the standard regular and soft wire cutters. And then, as I said, all the tools are accessible in the inside of the tool. They all fan out like this. And first you get a file, you get a crisp cut, and then the jagged, no, you get straight cut, and then you get the crisp cut file. Then you get a small flathead screwdriver, you get a Phillips head screwdriver, and then you get a can and bottle opener. This is the original design. It does not come with that wire stripper tool that's found in most modern Leatherman tools. This one is just a can and bottle opener. And then on the other side, you get the other tools. You get a 420HC knife blade. You get an awl. Obviously, the original awl does not have the hole punch, nor is it as sharp or thin. And then you get 2 more flathead drivers. It's really interesting to see the original tool with 3 different flathead drivers, because one of the biggest features of the modern Leatherman tools is the bit driver, and you can just switch out the drivers without having to have a bunch of flathead screwdrivers. Obviously, the bigger flathead screwdriver can also serve as a pry tool. And then back then, if you wanted to use a tool, you needed to open up the pliers, pull out the tool you wanted. Obviously, they are non-locking, and then you got to fold the tool back, and then that's how you use the tool. Back then, this was pretty good, but nowadays, this design kind of sucks because you get bad clearance between the blade and, the handle. It should be that the blade is here, and then you got good clearance. Like in my free P2, obviously a lot of new engineering has been brought into the Leatherman company and new designs, but it's interesting to see the original knife versus a new modern Leatherman knife. And then if you wanted to close that tool, you got to open up the pliers again and then push back the knife or whatever tool you're using in. And then lastly, on the spine of the tool is a ruler. You get I think it's up to 8 inches, or here, what's on the reverse side? Up to 20 centimeters. You get a ruler, which is pretty handy in a pinch, but obviously I'd prefer a regular ruler. And yeah, that's the tool set of the PST, the original Leatherman tool. You also get a very tiny lanyard hole at the top. I don't know why it's so small, but if you have a string that's small enough, obviously you're not fitting paracord through here, you can put a lanyard onto the PST. And then let's go over to the small details of the PST. One of the original details was that it said pocket survival tool right here, but then the heritage details is limited edition Tim Leatherman signature EST 1983. Yeah, there is I think the trademark or patent number, which is interesting. This is obviously part of the original. The only thing that wasn't part was this heritage branding. And yeah, that is the PST in all its glory. I think it's awesome that Leatherman brought a special heritage version. I actually got this with my student discount, so I didn't pay full price. I personally think it is a little overpriced at $100. I mean, well, now with inflation, it's technically cheaper than the Wave Plus, but for just $10 more, you can get the Wave Plus, or you could get this I mean, it's definitely functional. It's not bad, but it's basically a collector's piece. And with all the modern Leatherman tools that are both cheaper or just for a little bit more money, I think you'd be better off with your $100. But it is still cool to take a closer look at the original Leatherman tool that started it all and gave birth to all these amazing multi-tools that we have today. So I'd like to know if any of you guys own an original or non-heritage version of the PST, and if you guys still carry it and what the pros and cons of it are. I'd definitely like to know in the comments. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.